Hi everyone, today I am doing a skincare routine video. Previously I had done a video on my hair care routine and many of you had requested a video for my current skincare as well. So before I start with the products I'm using currently, I just want to mention my skin type. So I've got oily skin. It's not really very sensitive, but I do tend to get a bit of breakouts when I'm not taking very good care of my skin and my diet, etc. So most of the products that I'm using will be geared slightly more towards normal to oily skin, but not all of them. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with the products that I use in the morning, and I'm going to go in the order that I use them. So the first thing I have here is my cleansing duo. Now this is the Shiseido Ibuki Gentle Cleanser. This is basically a cleansing foam, and the tool that I have here, this is the Todd Organic Soniclear, which I have recently reviewed. So I start by using a tiny amount of this product on my palms. I add some water and really work up a thick lather. Once I've applied the foam on my face, I used my Soniclear, which has got this brush here which vibrates when you switch it on. So you get kind of like a micro massaging motion on your skin, and especially because I have kind of oily skin which is prone to acne and breakouts, I have really benefited from using this product. So that's the first thing I do. I cleanse my face using a foaming face wash from Shiseido and the Soniclear cleansing system. So after using my cleanser, I use a toner, and the one that I'm using currently is this one. This is the Thayers alcohol free toner, and the variant I'm using is the unscented witch hazel with aloe vera. I bought this online from iherb.com, and I really like the fact that it's alcohol free. It's quite gentle on the skin, but at the same time it does what a toner is supposed to do. Any residue that you have from your cleanser that the cleanser didn't clean up, it takes that away. In the past I have used toners that are meant for oily skin, which were pretty harsh on my skin. I felt like the alcohol content was really high and I could feel that stinging and burning when I used the product. But this one, it's quite gentle and I've been really liking it so far. If you've got sensitive skin, I think this would be a nice toner for you because it's alcohol free, it's fragrance free, and it's just basically quite gentle on the skin. Another thing that I really like about this product is that it comes in this huge 355 ml bottle, and it's quite reasonably priced. So after toning, I use a moisturizer. The one I'm using currently is by the Shiseido Ibuki range. This is the refining moisturizer, and it's actually an emulsion, so it's very lightweight in texture. It's quite runny, thin, and it absorbs very easily on the skin, and it doesn't make my skin feel greasy at all. And I think most people with oily skin, the thing that they're looking for in moisturizers is that the texture should be compatible with their skin type. If it's too rich, if it's too greasy, it just doesn't sit right on the skin. So after using the moisturizer, I use a day cream, and I'm currently using the ZA True White Day Cream. So it has this kind of multitasking benefits. It is quite hydrating. It has whitening properties that helps to brighten up your skin. If you've got spots or pigmentation, this helps in clearing those away over time. It also has SPF, so in case I'm not heading out somewhere, I just use this and skip sunscreen. It's got an SPF of 20. The texture, even though it's a cream, the texture is quite light. It doesn't feel greasy or heavy on the skin. It is of course a little heavier than an emulsion, but I do like a slightly dewy finish on my skin even though I have oily skin. Even oily skin can get a bit dehydrated, so you need something that puts the moisture back in. So that's what I'm using, the ZA Day Cream. It comes in this white tub packaging like this, and you actually need a really small amount of this. So even though I've been using it for about at least 4 to 5 weeks now, I've barely used it up. You can still see it's almost full, so you need a really tiny amount of this. On days that I'm going to be heading out, I use a sunscreen after using my moisturizer, and I'm currently using the L'Oreal UV Perfect Aqua Essence. It comes in this really cute slim bottle, and it says 12-hour long lasting UV protector watery essence. It has an SPF of 30 and also a PA++ protection. I really like the texture of this sunscreen. It's quite light and watery. It's not mattifying. It does leave a slight dewy finish on the skin, but it doesn't give that white heavy cast or a very sweaty sensation that a lot of sunscreens, like old school sunscreens, used to do. So it's quite comfortable on the skin. I think it'll work for a lot of skin types because it's not too rich, it's not too mattifying, so I think even dry skinned women can easily use this. And yeah, this is really nice, and it's SPF of 30. It's not really SPF 40 or 50, so if you're going to be out the whole day, this definitely needs reapplication. So it's quite a nice slim bottle, so it's quite easy to carry in your handbag, and that's what I like about this. So that is my morning skincare routine. I start with a cleanser from Shiseido and I use this along with my Soniclear brush cleansing system. Then I use the Thayers alcohol-free toner followed by the Shiseido emulsion and the ZAD cream. And in case I'm headed out, I use the L'Oreal UV Perfect Watery Essence Aqua something. Basically an SPF 30 sunscreen by L'Oreal Paris. Coming to my evening routine, I'm really fond of my evening routine because I find it quite relaxing and it's just a really nice feeling to kind of get all the makeup off and remove my lenses. It's just very calming and relaxing. So I start with a cleansing oil. So the one that I'm using currently is from the Body Shop. This is the Camomile Silky Cleansing Oil. It looks like this. It comes in this pump packaging. It's only been about 4 or 5 days since I've started using it, but I like it because I find that it's quite softening on the skin. In general, most oils and balms are quite nourishing on the skin. They soften up the skin feels quite smooth and silky, but I find this one is a little better in that department compared to the one that I was using previously by DHC. But the one thing that I don't like about this is that I find that it doesn't wash off completely from my skin, even though I do use a cleanser afterwards. It's just nicer when the oil completely emulsifies and washes off completely off your skin, but this one I find that it kind of stays a little bit. You do have a bit of a residue on the skin, so you do need to follow it up with a face wash. Another thing that I'm not very happy about is that it's not very effective against waterproof mascara. I've got a new one from Maybelline, and Maybelline mascaras are just so difficult to take off. Whenever I've tried a Maybelline waterproof mascara, it's just been such a pain to remove, and it goes the same with the current one I'm using. And so I find that it doesn't take it off completely, and I have to struggle with it with different removers and stuff, so I'm steering clear of that mascara for some time. I'm using it very sparingly. I'm sticking to some of the other ones that I have, so it's not completely effective in removing waterproof mascara. But otherwise I quite like it. It's got a very nice scent, it's very relaxing, it's very calming, and that's something that's always nice in a cleansing oil or a balm. So after using my cleansing oil and getting all my makeup off, I follow it up with the same cleanser that I use in the morning, that is the Shiseido Ibuki Gentle Cleanser. It's a cleansing foam, and once again I use my Soniclear brush so that all the dirt, all the makeup, all the oil is completely taken off and my skin feels completely squeaky clean. Then again I use the same toner that I use in the morning, the Thayers alcohol-free toner, and followed by the emulsion by Shiseido. Because the Shiseido emulsion doesn't contain SPF, I use it both morning and evening after toning. And once I've used that, I follow it up with a night cream. Till a few weeks back, I was using the Olay anti-aging night cream, which I actually liked quite a lot, but it got over, so I'm using a new product. This is by L'Oreal Paris. It's the Revitalift Laser X3 New Skin Anti-Aging Cream. It comes in this really nice packaging. It's quite heavy, so it feels like a very luxury kind of item. It smells quite nice. It's not very heavily scented. I don't like products which are very heavily scented, like the Shiseido Ibuki range. I find it's a little too heavy on the scent. It's nice to have skincare that smells nice, but it has to be a mild scent. That's just like my personal take on that. I don't like very heavily scented skincare. So this is quite a rich cream, and I guess I was expecting that because it is an anti-aging cream. So I use a really small amount of this, and I find that it's very hydrating. I wake up in the morning and my skin feels quite nice, quite smooth. So I don't really have much of lines or wrinkles to see if it's actually doing any anti-aging thing, but my skin does feel kind of plump and more hydrated and just healthier. So I like it. I think I've been using this for maybe about 2 weeks so far. So far I'm quite happy with this because it hydrates my skin quite well. It hasn't broken me out or anything, even though it's a slightly richer cream. And I have to use a really tiny amount, otherwise my skin feels a little bit greasy if I put too much, because I have oily skin and I already use an emulsion before I apply the cream. So that is my daily morning and evening skincare routine. I have a few more items that I want to talk about, and they're not products that I use on a regular daily basis, but whenever my skin needs it. This is the Body Shop Vitamin C Microdermabrasion. It's basically a scrub, but it's got really fine scrub particles, so it's quite gentle on your skin. It just takes off all the dead skin, cleans up the skin, your skin feels smooth afterwards. And I've actually been using this for maybe 7, close to 8 months, and I've been using this 1 to 2 times a week, and I think I've barely used up half of it. Now scrubs can be a little harsh on your skin, so you have to be a bit careful about which one you're using and how often you're using it. If it's something which has got very big particles, large granules, it's a little damaging for your skin. And again, if you're using a scrub too often, once again you might be damaging the top layer of your skin if you're using a very heavy scrub or something with very thick granules. One product that I find I always have to have with me at all times is tea tree oil. This one is from the Body Shop. I don't use this regularly, but whenever I get a breakout, I just use a small amount of this, like a drop of this for spot application on the pimple. I generally use a bit of tea tree oil when, you know, the pimple hasn't really blossomed fully, when it's just in its early stages. If you apply a bit of tea tree oil, it generally suppresses the growth of it. It's got a very strong antibacterial action, and it just suppresses a pimple right in the initial stages. I generally apply this in the night time before going to sleep, and I apply it only on the spot. It stings a bit, it burns a little bit because it's got a very strong antibacterial action, but don't worry if it's stinging. It's normal for tea tree oil to sting on a pimple. This is like an essential that I always like to keep with me, and it always comes in handy at least 1 or 2 times a month. Coming to the last thing, face masks. Ever since I've come to Japan, my face mask routine has been a little varied. I don't have a very set, you know, mask that I use because I've started using sheet masks, which are very popular here. Sheet masks look something like this. You basically get a sheet inside this which has cutouts for your eyes and your lips, so you just place the sheet on your face, and the sheet is saturated with some kind of serum. So once you put that sheet on your face for 15 to 20 minutes, the serum really gets time to penetrate into your skin and do its job. So because these are like one-time use, I have not been sticking to anything, you know, specific. I just keep changing, keep trying new stuff. Right now I've got a couple of different variants from Etude House. The one mask that I really love and I want to mention, you might recall this from my Nika haul video. This is by Avene, and this is their Cleanance mask. If you have oily skin, if you have skin that tends to break out, you must try this because it's really that good. It doesn't dry out your skin, but it just does a really nice job of just cleaning everything thoroughly. So when you use it in the night before your night cream and the moisturizer and the whole routine, everything absorbs much nicely into the skin. So it basically like clears up all the junk clogging your pores so that your products can actually do their action properly. And if you're getting breakouts and everything, this is once again really helpful. It's got some exfoliating particles in it, so you have to be a little careful when you're taking it off. Just be very gentle when you're rinsing it off. Massage it very lightly into your skin and wash it off with water. Don't rub your skin too much, otherwise, you know, your skin will get a little red because the exfoliating particles can make, you know, irritate your skin if you rub too hard. So that is my complete current skincare routine. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any queries or questions, you can leave me a comment under this video. If you like this video, here are some other videos that you might enjoy watching. You can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook and my blog. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with another video soon. Bye.